So this is my time hiking in Turkey Run State Park, which, if you may not know, this is the second state park in Indiana state park system. If you're kind of curious what the first state park was, it is actually McCormick's Creek, which is near Bloomington, Indiana. Another fantastic state park, but definitely is a lot smaller and definitely not as phenomenal as Turkey Run State Park. My opinion, I think, I've been to almost all of them so far. This is probably my favorite one by far. I've been here 4 times, 5 times, something like that. Been here many times. We've camped here. And then, we've been in the neighboring parks, and it's a beautiful place. I love this state park. This is just the basic trail that, you come to this area, you park, and then you walk down these stone steps, and then, you can basically go across this bridge, which you'll see at the end of the video a little bit more of, with these really cool arches. And then it's a rope bridge. It's a lot of fun to go over. You're crossing over, the river. Now you can go across there, and then you can take a left, and you can go to like tons of different, hikes, little trails. But we went to the right, where it kind of like basically takes you straight down the river. Really scenic, and it's not really an intensive hike. It's a pretty chill hike. This hike is kind of, pretty much for like anybody can hike this. It's for older people, kids, if you have a bum leg or whatever, you can actually do this hike pretty all right. Actually, one time I went down this hike, and I was going through COVID, so it almost killed me, but I still made it. That's also because I ain't no bitch. I suffered through it, and I made it. So I ain't no bitch. Yeah, I'm a bitch. Now, as you can see, you have the river to your left of you, and you have small little rock cliffs going on, and then you have the woods and like these little canyons, cut out everywhere, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Now, this was actually after a good rain. It was raining a little bit. I think it was like raining like the night before. And, some of these like wood steps and some of these stone steps were, kind of slick. So situation like that, you may want to kind of watch your footing. But other than that, this is not an intense hike. Now, this hike actually takes you straight down the river towards the Lusk Bridge, which then you can hop on to another trail and you go to the Lusk House. Which the Lusk family, I will have that in the other video. It's kind of like related to this one. I'm going to do a little bit more about that place, that house, that family, because they are pretty important to this state park in this area. This is more about the trail of the Turkey Run State Park, and do a little bit more history about that family and their significance in the other one. So, but that's where this takes you to a nice red covered bridge. It is the Lusk Bridge. You basically go straight to their little home, nice old home that's kind of like hidden in the woods a little bit. Or you can just take a left after this bridge, and you can finish the hike, which that's what we did on this one. We did visit the home. So I do have some footage of the home. But on this one, I kind of skipped that so I can just focus on the trail, because honestly, this trail is it's pretty amazing. Now, of course, with all the rain and everything, some of these spots were pretty nasty and muddy. You kind of had to, work around them a little bit. But it wasn't too bad. Made it a little bit more interesting. And throughout this trail, they actually have these little patios, they're kind of like right on the river right there. You can actually stop, take a break, get your breath, whatever, and kind of just sit there and watch the river go by. The river, this time it was muddy, it was nasty. Really wasn't all that pretty, but sometimes if it hasn't been raining, the river is actually pretty nice to watch. So they do have these little break areas where you can stop and just enjoy the view, enjoy nature. or you can sit there, hit your vape, whatever you do. Now, of course, one thing that we did notice, and this is actually still going on, is that a lot of these caves you were not permitted into because of the white bat. Was it the white bat syndrome or whatever? Which was a pretty big deal. And a lot of these caves, and really a lot of these caves here in Indiana, are dealing with the same thing. But this right here is a coal mine, or an old coal mine. And actually, there's a lot of bats in here. So some of these, you were not able to go inside at all. And there's a lot more caves that you're going to be passing, and like old mines, stuff like that. And they are mostly all blocked off just so they can protect the bats. So they're having this issue with these bats all across the country. I've even seen this down in Kentucky as well. There's having these issues where people coming in and out of these caves, and they are, tracking some bacteria, some stuff like that. I'm not really 100% positive what it is, but they are basically blocking it off so people can't go in, and they are protecting the bats. So some of these spots might still be closed if you actually do go here. So it's kind of like a heads up that, yeah, some of these places you won't be able to get into. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, you also have to look out for the bats. You don't want... We got to protect the bats, Yeah, that's what I think. Now, this is the end of the trail, basically. And this is probably one of my favorite spots because... this really cool like rock wall that's kind of like not a straight shape, and it's looks so cool, and there's a lot of sand under there, and some dirt, and you kind of go under it a little bit, and then you get to walk up it and stuff like that, and then you get to the rope bridge. Yeah, this is such a cool little spot. A good way to end it. I would recommend going this direction rather than the other way, because the beginning of it's kind of boring and the end of it's kind of really cool as well. And now this spot right here, before you get to the rope bridge, this is basically like this is where you can just hop on different trails. You can go many different areas right here. There is a place where you can walk down up underneath this area, and it's beautiful, and it's really nice and cool. And there's a little bit of a cave. Now, of course, you can't get into it. There's some water in here, and there's also a massive rock on down a little bit that you can actually climb up on. There's like 3 of them, I believe. You can actually climb up on these big old massive boulders, and you can just sit there and hang out. And then, of course, the best part about this trail by far is this rope bridge. My wife, it scares the shit out of her, so I really try to make it rock as much as I can. Other people will too as well. So if this does scare you, just keep in mind that people are going to be doing this. It's pretty funny. I know people are probably scared, but it's still funny. But this rope bridge, this thing is solid as hell. I really don't see this thing breaking. It's going to take a lot to break this rope bridge. And there's just tons and tons of people back and forth this thing. So it's very solid, well-made bridge. But it's a rope bridge, so you get the little bouncy. Nothing too major. You can make it. And you get this wonderful view of the river. Now, of course, like I said, the river is all nice and muddy today. Sometimes it's a lot cleaner, so much nicer. But, this was actually around the fall, so some of the leaves were starting to change. And then you come down to this exit entrance, whichever way you go. And this is such a cool place. This is such an awesome trail to go on. It's definitely unique. There's really not much around the state that is, I think, better. Clifty Falls Clifty Falls, southern part of Indiana, is a pretty good state park, and they have some really nice trails. I would say it's probably the second best Turkey Run, but this park is by far, I think, the best state park in Indiana, especially if you love hiking. Now, if you want a state park where you can fish, this definitely is not the greatest. But if you love hiking, you love camping, being outdoors, stuff like that, even rock climbing. There's some rock climbing areas. This is the park for you. This is perfect, and you will love it. So yeah, get out there while you can. The spring, summer, and fall months. The place is packed. Go during the week, and it's a lot calmer. But on the weekends, during those months, this place is going to be packed. You're going to be hiking with a lot of people. But either way, it is 100% worth it. It's worth it.